What if I told you that the real reason you feel stuck, overwhelmed, or disconnected isn't out there, but deep within you? In this video, you'll discover 6 powerful Jungian principles that can silently transform your entire life. This is not another motivational talk. This is the roadmap to becoming who you truly are, without noise, without pressure, and without pretending to be someone you're not. If you stay until the end, you'll walk away with practical tools to reclaim your power, align with your purpose, and experience real inner peace. This video is for anyone who feels like they've been living on autopilot. Are you constantly trying to meet everyone's expectations? Do you feel like you've lost touch with your true self, buried beneath stress, roles, and noise? Carl Jung's teachings hold the key to understanding why, and more importantly, how to return to your authentic center. You'll learn how your subconscious shapes your decisions, how to integrate your shadow, and how synchronicity can guide you to the life you've been trying to manifest. By the end of this video, you'll not only see your life differently, you'll feel different, more grounded, more aware, more in control of your emotional, spiritual, and mental landscape. So, if you're ready to awaken a deeper truth, to silence the chaos, and finally live from your essence, then this is the moment you've been waiting for. Let's begin. In a world overwhelmed by noise, distraction, and external pressures, the call to transform your life in silence has never been more urgent. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst who founded analytical psychology, offers timeless principles for deep inner transformation. His ideas go beyond mere self-improvement. They offer a profound path to wholeness, purpose, and conscious living. This video invites you on a journey through 6 powerful Jungian principles that, when applied in quiet self-reflection, can guide you to lasting change. Each of these principles represents a doorway to inner clarity and empowerment. They are not surface-level tactics, but foundational truths rooted in the depth psychology of the human psyche. Jung believed that the answers we seek are often buried within the unconscious, and that true healing occurs not by avoiding our darkness, but by integrating it. Through this lens, personal growth becomes a sacred quest of individuation, the process of becoming who you truly are. The silent work of transformation is not glamorous, nor is it instant. It requires solitude, courage, and honesty. This video is not a quick fix, but a map for those ready to explore the terrain of their inner world. Whether you're feeling lost, stuck, disconnected, or simply seeking deeper meaning in life, these 6 principles can serve as your compass. Let's begin the journey within. 1. The persona. Dismantling the social mask. The persona is the mask we wear in public, the version of ourselves we present to the world. Jung described it as a necessary construct for social survival, yet warned against identifying too closely with it. When we become too entangled with our persona, we lose touch with our authentic self. Our true thoughts, feelings, and desires are hidden beneath layers of performance and expectation. This can lead to a sense of emptiness, confusion, and alienation. The trap of the persona is particularly dangerous in a digital age, where social media encourages curated identities. We may begin to believe that our worth depends on validation, likes, and appearances. This false self becomes a prison, keeping us from expressing who we really are. Jung encouraged us to observe our personas mindfully, to notice when we're acting for approval rather than from authenticity. To dismantle the persona, we must first recognize it. Journaling can be a powerful tool here. Write about who you are in different settings, and then explore who you are when no one is watching. Ask yourself, what am I afraid people would see if I stopped performing? These questions invite vulnerability, but also liberation. The goal isn't to abandon the persona entirely, but to ensure it serves you, rather than controls you. Real transformation begins when we stop outsourcing our identity to others. This may mean stepping away from certain environments or relationships that reinforce the false self. It may mean embracing silence, solitude, and honest self-inquiry. By consciously removing the mask, we allow the authentic self to breathe and speak. As you explore this principle, notice the subtle shifts in how you relate to the world. You may find that you need less external validation and begin to trust your inner voice more deeply. This shift marks the beginning of genuine inner power, the kind that cannot be taken or imitated. Living without the mask is not only freeing, it's the foundation of a meaningful life. Ultimately, Jung teaches that the persona is not evil, it's simply incomplete. It's a fragment of who we are. Integrating the persona means owning it consciously while grounding ourselves in deeper truths. This balance is what allows us to engage authentically with the world while staying rooted in our essence. 2. The shadow, embracing the rejected self. The shadow represents all aspects of ourselves that we repress, deny, or are unaware of. Jung saw the shadow as a reservoir of the unconscious mind, filled with instincts, desires, and traits that society has deemed unacceptable. It contains both the dark and the potentially transformative parts of our psyche. The more we ignore it, the more control it has over us. To truly evolve, we must bring light into this darkness. Most people fear their shadow because it confronts them with uncomfortable truths. We may see ourselves as kind, generous, or spiritual, but the shadow may reveal anger, jealousy, or selfishness. Acknowledging these qualities is not about shame, but about integration. When we confront our shadow, we reclaim parts of ourselves that were exiled. These parts often hold tremendous creative and emotional energy that can fuel personal growth. The process of shadow work begins with self-awareness. Dreams, triggers, projections, and repetitive patterns are all clues to the shadow's presence. When we overreact to someone's behavior or judge them harshly, it may be a sign that we're seeing our own shadow reflected back at us. Keeping a shadow journal, practicing radical honesty, and engaging in therapeutic dialogue are effective tools for shadow exploration. The shadow also shows up in our relationships. It can cause self-sabotage, conflict, and emotional reactivity. By owning our shadow, we begin to take responsibility for our emotional landscape. This ownership leads to healthier interactions, greater empathy, and the ability to set clear boundaries without guilt or aggression. We learn to relate to others from a place of wholeness rather than defensiveness. Embracing the shadow doesn't mean acting on every impulse it reveals. It means understanding it, listening to it, and finding healthy ways to express its energy. For example, suppressed rage might be transformed into assertiveness, or denied sadness into deep compassion. The shadow, when acknowledged, becomes a guide rather than an enemy. It offers a portal to inner strength and authenticity. Jung believed that the path to individuation, the process of becoming our whole selves, depends on integrating the shadow. This is not a one-time task, but a lifelong journey. Each time we face our darkness with courage, we reclaim a part of our soul. This deep, silent work opens the door to a richer, more authentic existence. The shadow is not to be feared, it is to be embraced as the beginning of true self-knowledge. 3. Anima and animus. Balancing the inner masculine and feminine. In Jungian psychology, the anima and animus represent the unconscious feminine aspect in men and the unconscious masculine aspect in women. These archetypes embody the qualities that are often underdeveloped or suppressed due to cultural conditioning and gender roles. Integrating them leads to psychological balance and a fuller sense of self. This process allows individuals to embrace both nurturing and assertive energies, intuition and logic, receptivity and direction. The anima in men might appear in dreams or projections as a mysterious, emotional, or spiritual woman. She represents empathy, creativity, and the capacity for deep emotional connection. When repressed, men may struggle with emotional expression or idealize women in unrealistic ways. By recognizing the anima, men can develop a richer inner life and deeper relationships. The animus in women often shows up as a powerful male figure in dreams or inner dialogue, symbolizing logic, strength, and direction. When unacknowledged, it may manifest as inner criticism or rigidity. By integrating the animus, women can assert themselves confidently and bring structure to their inner world. This leads to greater independence and clarity of purpose. Working with these archetypes involves reflection, visualization, and inner dialogue. Imagine meeting your inner opposite in meditation. What does this figure look like? How does it behave? Through journaling and active imagination, you can explore this relationship and what it reveals about your psyche. This practice uncovers hidden strengths and fosters internal harmony. The integration of anima and animus is essential for both personal development and relational maturity. As we embody a more balanced energy, we attract and create healthier dynamics. We no longer project our unmet needs onto partners, but take responsibility for our own emotional and psychological wholeness. Ultimately, Jung saw the anima and animus as bridges to the self, the unified totality of the psyche. By engaging with them, we move closer to our deepest essence. This sacred inner union is a cornerstone of individuation, bringing peace, creativity, and empowered authenticity to every area of life. 4. Archetypes and the collective unconscious. Discovering the blueprint of the psyche. Jung introduced the concept of the collective unconscious to describe a part of the unconscious mind shared by all human beings. Within this realm reside the archetypes, universal, symbolic patterns and images that shape our perceptions, behaviors, and experiences. These include figures such as the hero, the mother, the wise old man, and the trickster. Recognizing these patterns within ourselves and our stories can help us understand our roles and potential. Archetypes operate beyond cultural and personal boundaries. They emerge in myths, dreams, art, and religious traditions across time and geography. By identifying the archetypes active in our psyche, we can better understand the forces influencing our decisions and desires. For example, someone dominated by the warrior archetype might constantly seek conflict, while another influenced by the caregiver might sacrifice their needs to please others. Becoming conscious of these archetypes allows for greater self-mastery. We are no longer blindly acting out inherited roles, but can begin to choose how we embody them. This self-awareness enables us to develop qualities associated with less dominant archetypes, creating a more balanced and versatile self. Archetypal work often leads to profound personal insights and creative breakthroughs. Exploring your personal mythology is a practical way to engage with archetypes. Write about the recurring themes, characters, and turning points in your life story. What roles have you played? Which archetypes do you admire or resist? This reflective practice helps reveal the unconscious scripts you've been following and empowers you to rewrite your narrative. Jung believed that when we align with our archetypal purpose, life gains deeper meaning and coherence. We begin to see challenges as part of a greater journey, not random misfortunes. Each archetype brings gifts and lessons, and understanding them brings clarity to our personal evolution. This symbolic awareness strengthens our spiritual and psychological foundation. Ultimately, the collective unconscious connects us to the broader human experience. It reminds us that we are not isolated individuals, but part of a vast, interconnected web of meaning. By honoring archetypes, we honor the timeless wisdom embedded in the human soul. This realization invites awe, humility, and a renewed commitment to living with purpose. 5. Individuation. Becoming your whole self. Individuation is the central concept in Jungian psychology. It refers to the lifelong process of integrating the conscious and unconscious aspects of the psyche into a unified and whole self. This journey is not about perfection, but about authenticity and inner harmony. As we move through life, experiences serve as catalysts that reveal fragmented or unconscious parts of ourselves, inviting us into deeper awareness and integration. Unlike external success or image crafting, individuation emphasizes becoming who you truly are, not who society expects you to be. This requires shedding inherited beliefs, confronting inner contradictions, and embracing the paradoxes of your nature. Jung saw individuation as a spiritual and psychological evolution, a sacred quest that reconnects us with our inner source. This process is often symbolized through dreams, synchronicities, and transformative experiences. The psyche naturally pushes us toward growth, though the path is rarely linear. At times, we may feel lost, face existential crises, or experience emotional breakdowns. These are not failures, but invitations to align more deeply with our true self. Silence and solitude create the space where these inner shifts can emerge. One practical approach to individuation is engaging in deep self-inquiry. Ask yourself, what aspects of myself have I neglected? Where do I feel divided or inauthentic? Practices such as dream analysis, active imagination, and mindfulness help uncover these insights. As we begin to listen to our inner guidance, we take responsibility for our lives from the inside out. The fruit of individuation is inner stability and peace. We stop chasing external validation and begin to trust our unique path. This creates a grounded confidence that radiates through our actions and relationships. Individuation empowers us to express our soul's essence without fear or compromise. Ultimately, individuation is about becoming whole. It's a return to the self, a union of opposites, a balance of light and shadow, masculine and feminine, personal and universal. As we embrace this wholeness, we discover a life of depth, purpose, and quiet strength. It is in silence that the soul speaks most clearly, guiding us to the fullness of who we are meant to be. 6. Synchronicity. Embracing the meaningful coincidences. Synchronicity is one of Jung's most mysterious and spiritually resonant concepts. It refers to the occurrence of meaningful coincidences that have no causal connection but seem profoundly significant to the individual experiencing them. These events feel guided by an unseen force, aligning external reality with the internal state of the psyche. Jung saw synchronicity as evidence of a deeper, acausal connection between mind and matter. Many people have experienced synchronicity, a book falling into your hands at just the right moment, meeting someone unexpectedly who changes your life, or thinking of a person seconds before they call. These events often serve as markers on our path, signaling that we are in alignment with a greater flow. Rather than dismissing them as random, Jung invites us to pay attention and ask what the event might be revealing about our current state of being. To cultivate awareness of synchronicity, we must slow down and become present. The more mindful and receptive we are, the more we notice these subtle patterns. Keeping a synchronicity journal can help track these events and uncover recurring themes or guidance. Meditation and quiet contemplation also enhance our sensitivity to the symbolic language through which synchronicity speaks. Synchronicity becomes especially powerful when navigating transitions, challenges, or inner dilemmas. At these times, the psyche is more open and attuned to guidance from the unconscious. Dreams, signs, symbols, and encounters can all serve as synchronistic cues, helping us make decisions or affirming the path we're on. They connect us to something larger than the ego, a field of intelligence that supports our growth. Jung saw synchronicity as a bridge between the conscious mind and the collective unconscious. It reveals the interconnectedness of all things and reminds us that we are not alone in our journey. This awareness can foster a deep sense of trust in life. Even in the midst of uncertainty, we can feel supported and guided by a wisdom that transcends logic and control. Ultimately, embracing synchronicity means living with openness, humility, and faith. It invites us to listen deeply to life and honor the mystery that surrounds us. In silence, we become attuned to the whispers of the soul and the sacred geometry of experience. Synchronicity does not solve our problems, but it reassures us that we are on a meaningful path. 7. Practical integration. Applying Jungian wisdom daily. Theory becomes transformation only when applied. The 7 principles of Jungian psychology provide a framework, but their power lies in consistent, mindful practice. Begin by carving out intentional time each day. Just 15 minutes of silent reflection can create space for the unconscious to speak. Use this time to journal, meditate, or simply sit in awareness of your emotional and mental state. Keep a dedicated journal where you explore your persona, shadow, and archetypes. Track your dreams. Jung viewed them as the royal road to the unconscious, offering symbolic insights from your deeper self. Note synchronistic moments and your reactions to them. These practices will help you notice patterns and understand your psyche more intimately. Engage in active imagination, a technique Jung developed to consciously dialogue with unconscious aspects. Visualize speaking with your anima or animus, or personify your shadow in symbolic form. Ask questions, listen without judgment, and record the outcomes. This bridges the inner and outer worlds and accelerates integration. In daily life, pause and observe your motivations. Are your actions aligned with your authentic self or driven by the need for approval? Choose to respond from wholeness, not from woundedness. Set boundaries when necessary. Practice saying no. Celebrate small victories in self-awareness and transformation. Seek environments that support your growth, communities or mentors who respect your introspective path. Jung emphasized individuation as a personal journey, but one enriched by meaningful connection. Sharing insights with others can deepen your understanding and provide mutual encouragement. Ultimately, practical integration means turning inner work into a way of being. It's not about perfection, but about alignment and presence. When these principles become second nature, you start living from the inside out, calm, clear, and fully alive. This is the quiet revolution of the self, embodied in each daily choice. 8. Invitation to transformation. Embark on your silent journey. Now that you've encountered these 6 Jungian principles and explored ways to apply them, the invitation is clear. Embark on your own journey of transformation in silence. Don't wait for the perfect moment or external permission. The time is now, and the path begins within you. Start with where you are, and commit to one small change in your daily routine that reflects your inner truth. Consider creating a sacred space in your home, a corner with symbols, candles, or objects that inspire introspection. Let it be a sanctuary where you meet yourself daily. Dedicate time for solitude, not to escape the world, but to reconnect with your essence. Allow yourself to feel deeply, to dream freely, and to confront what has been hidden. This journey is not about becoming someone new, but about remembering who you are beneath the noise. It's a process of reclaiming your voice, your vision, and your vitality. It's about no longer living from the outside in, dictated by roles or expectations, but from the inside out, guided by soul. Transformation may challenge your identity and shake your comfort zones, but it also births a truer self. Expect moments of resistance, doubt, or fatigue. These are signs of growth. Continue to show up, especially in silence. This is where breakthroughs unfold. Share your path with others if you feel called, but not for validation. Let your life speak quietly, powerfully, and honestly. Your transformation will become a mirror and a magnet, encouraging others to listen to their inner call. In this way, your silent work echoes far beyond your own story. This is your time. The tools are now in your hands. Walk forward, not with noise or force, but with quiet intention and steady heart. Your life is the canvas. Your soul is the guide. Trust it, follow it, and let your silent transformation begin. Well, with these 6 Jungian principles, you now hold a map for inner transformation that is both ancient and deeply relevant. The journey through persona, shadow, anima and animus, archetypes, individuation, and synchronicity leads not to perfection, but to authenticity. In embracing this path silently, you honor your soul's unique rhythm and walk toward the truth of who you really are. This path is not easy. It requires radical self-honesty, patience, and courage to face what lies within. But the rewards are profound: a life lived in alignment with your deepest essence, greater emotional resilience, and a lasting sense of purpose. You learn to listen to the signals of your soul and to move in harmony with the unfolding of life. True transformation happens when no one is watching. When you choose to heal quietly, reflect deeply, and act in alignment with your inner wisdom. The external world may not immediately reflect your progress, but internally, you will begin to experience greater peace, clarity, and power. This is the quiet revolution of the self. Carl Jung's teachings remind us that wholeness is not something we acquire, but something we uncover. It's already within us, waiting to be revealed through conscious effort and deep listening. When we engage with our inner world as sacred, our outer world begins to transform as well. As you continue on this journey, remember, the path inward is the path home. Keep showing up for yourself in silence, in honesty, and with love. Your inner transformation is the foundation of everything meaningful in life. Let this be your invitation to live more authentically, to see more clearly, and to love more deeply. In doing so, you not only transform your own life, but you become a light for others seeking their own way in the dark. Theory becomes transformation only when applied. The 7 principles of Jungian psychology provide a framework, but their power lies in consistent, mindful practice. Begin by carving out intentional time each day. Just 15 minutes of silent reflection can create space for the unconscious to speak. Use this time to journal, meditate, or simply sit in awareness of your emotional and mental state. Keep a dedicated journal where you explore your persona, shadow, and archetypes. Track your dreams. Jung viewed them as the royal road to the unconscious, offering symbolic insights from your deeper self. Note synchronistic moments and your reactions to them. These practices will help you notice patterns and understand your psyche more intimately. Engage in active imagination, a technique Jung developed to consciously dialogue with unconscious aspects. Visualize speaking with your anima or animus, or personify your shadow in symbolic form. Ask questions, listen without judgment, and record the outcomes. This bridges the inner and outer worlds and accelerates integration. In daily life, pause and observe your motivations. Are your actions aligned with your authentic self or driven by the need for approval? Choose to respond from wholeness, not from woundedness. Set boundaries when necessary. Practice saying no. Celebrate small victories in self-awareness and transformation. Seek environments that support your growth, communities or mentors who respect your introspective path. Jung emphasized individuation as a personal journey, but one enriched by meaningful connection. Sharing insights with others can deepen your understanding and provide mutual encouragement. Ultimately, practical integration means turning inner work into a way of being. It's not about perfection, but about alignment and presence. When these principles become second nature, you start living from the inside out, calm, clear, and fully alive. This is the quiet revolution of the self, embodied in each daily choice.